go right into this, and I'm gonna go over here. And hello, everyone. Welcome to 2096, a post-apocalyptic D12. Something set in something, some future. I don't know. Intelligence is rewarded, stupidity is punished, and whatever you do, don't roll a one. It is Wednesday. I don't know what that means exactly, but it's Wednesday. This is MC Hart Arbitrates, so I'm just gonna shut up and hand it over to you. How about that? Let's do that.
Right, so it is at this point everybody is currently residing in Baseland. It's a city on the outskirts after fleeing Genesis after a successful mission resulted in them being branded terrorists. Um, most of the characters from that mission have at least a bounty of 1 million on themselves, and some of them, as in the one with big mouth, has got 5 million. And in fact, our Prism has 1.5 million because they think he's some bioterrorist.
I love it.
So that's fine. In Baseland, the decision was made that they wanted to fight Gentech because Gentech were the guys who put the bounty. Because after all, they just leveled the Gentech or one of the Gentech facilities with an experimental device. So that's that. They, like I said, they have fled to Baseland. Seradin has in fact got employment with Gentech, and it's currently some spod who is at the moment just doing busy work for them in a garage, which he has seen at 2 levels of, which are full of trucks and light lev vehicles, but he does know the lower 2 levels contain, well, the 1 level below contains some serious levs, and the level below that, they think they contain some serious hardware, possibly tanks, but they can't be sure. But they do know the ramps are big enough to take virtually any vehicle, including trucks and everything else.
Should I be worried?
It depends what you're going to do. So, with that in mind, we are going to start. We're going to start with Seradin because he does seem to be quite pivotal at the moment because he's actually got a job.
Work.
He's actually got a job with them. So, Seradin, would you like to start?
Yeah.
Well, let's work out.
So, Seradin, describe your character and what he's currently doing.
He's a really good-looking guy.
So
usually,
pretty.
sometimes hides that in his armor. And he's working. I think after we left off, he just went to bed or something. He has work in the morning.
Okay, that's one thing. Okay, so we'll move on to a Prism.
Oh, what am I doing? That's a good question. Prism doesn't know. He wants to rack up his bounties and he wants to fight the corporations. That's it. Because what else is there? I don't know. Do some work for InfoSite. Try to figure things out. I don't know. I'm just going with it.
And that finally leaves Micah or Grizz.
Yeah, Mike is newly hired and just kind of following Prism around.
Okay.
Fucking
other than following Prism around, what is Micah's objective?
Well, as a bioderm, not being found out because they escaped from whatever corporation created them.
Oops. May 7th. Okay.
Right, okay, so. Okay. Well, unless anybody is going to do anything major, we can say that Seradin has, had a nice night's sleep, assuming he wants to, and is going back to work in the morning.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's good. Okay. Day 2.
Okay.
Watch out for police
Yeah.
drones on your way in and out. Might want to take the scenic route.
They work there. Oh,
Yeah, police drones are.
wait.
What?
I mean, is it like?
I mean, there's a lot of police drones because.
Yeah, like I kind of. I'm
What?
not wanted, but is it like they suspect that the place is wanted?
I mean, I
There's
guess.
suspicious stuff going on here.
I'm guessing from the data shard that I collected. Remember that data shard I collected? I'm pretty sure it was. He's a.
Well, he was in the room when, or he entered the room, and then left the room, and the fire started from that room. So
yes.
Suffice to say, while the police have not put a warrant out for his arrest,
I'm gonna point that out and be like, you remember the fire you guys started? You know, the room, the mission you guys did. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that. Yes. So. Yes. And now you're probably, Micah, is because we were traveling together, and if these guys are thorough, who fuck the police? Seriously, we don't need them on us. We got other things to do. I don't know. Just be careful coming and going. Watch your 6. Watch out for drones. Keep your head down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta figure out something about that.
Yeah, I don't know how to make that.
I knew going in there with those guys was gonna be a bad idea.
I mean, at this point, I'm not going to the police station at all, any way, shape, form. I don't know what.
I mean, can we have the info site just like clear my name or something?
no,
I'm just wanted for the talk.
you're not wanted at all at the moment. No, like I said, there is no warrant out for your arrest.
Yeah,
But
but
you
it still happened, and there's still cameras of the incident. And
Yeah, you're right. And he is not going to spend his time just erasing your criminal history because it would be at this stage impossible.
I mean, if
Because
we had
it's a live investigation,
yeah, if we
and
had
people
another
are
hacker,
involved.
I'd say,
Even if you had another hacker, there are other people, there are humans involved in this investigation.
listen,
Unless you can wipe their memories,
just kill them.
that's what falsifying documents is for.
Listen,
No,
there's a
it's
lot
not,
of things
because you
going
can't-
on in
I
Baseland.
feel like
you
you know
can't.
what I mean?
While people are involved in this investigation, you could wipe out documents, but it doesn't matter. They still know who you are. You would
Yes,
have
I'm
to
aware
kill
of
all
that,
the
but I
people.
said we would have to clear. No, you're taking this like completely the wrong way. We can still falsify documents possibly by changing it to saying that I was just an innocent bystander or something. Even if the people thought that it was that in the one way, even if they remembered that the incident happened and stuff, by putting in another document that could change what the actual evidence says and stuff, and how I'm viewed by them, they'd have no choice but to follow the bureaucracy of it. Unless you're
Well-
straight up saying that everyone in all those organizations are vigilantes and will hunt me down like Batman, which
Right, okay.
is insanely unrealistic.
No one is saying anybody is hunting anyone down.
Batman.
No,
What
you're
I'm
saying
saying
they
is-
remember and we'd have to kill them because they know.
Yes, they do
know about it.
They know everybody. The people involved in the investigation know that you were in you were in the building,
Yeah.
and they know. So that's why you're being watched. You're not, or the group is being watched because they were involved. They're not saying, yes, you're guilty. Yes, we're going to hunt you down. They're just saying,
I know.
we're keeping an
And
eye
if
on
you
you.
just keep repeating yourself, you're being redundant. I understand exactly what you're saying, but you're like acting like I don't.
Well, because because as far as I can tell, you don't. All you're saying
No,
to me is, we put
I
a
understand
document.
that we're not wanted, but I'm saying that you are saying there's still evidence of it happening. You're saying they're still looking into us, and we don't want them looking into us. It should still theoretically be possible to hack in some way to be able to get them to stop looking into us.
How?
You could just go turn yourself in and talk, just like our boy did.
You can't. You're going to have to come up with. You can't just say, "Oh, we're going to hack and we're going to theoretically put in this document." You're going to have to do something specific. You're going to have to state what it is, because I'm not just going, yeah, just, flag, just waving it away. You have to come up with a plan to make yourself innocent.
Okay.
Do.
Why don't we talk to the info site?
As I said, the info site is
Prism
not
walks
going to help
away.
you in this manner, because you have done this to yourselves, and he's not here to fix stuff that you've done to yourself.
I gotta send a message to see if that rifle came in yet.
Make a luck roll. Yes, it has come in.
I wanna.
Micah, you want to go for a trip?
Yeah, let's do it.
Got something I got to pick up. Excuse me. Sheridan, good luck on your second day. I'm going to give you a thumbs up and walk over to my fucking ATV. My side by side or whatever. Start it up. I take the scenic route out.
Okay.
Any word on the DNA thing yet? That we dropped off yesterday, I guess.
Make a luck roll for that, because that is something significant. No, but he has set up an auction, so it is now just a matter of time before it is sold.
Okay, perfect.
So, Sheridan, are you going into work, or what are you doing?
Yeah, we'll go to work.
Okay. So, you're going to work for your second day. It's very exciting. It is pretty much more of the same. So you're making coffees for people. You're booking in vehicles. Yeah. Trucks are delivering parts for the vehicles. You have technicians downstairs fixing vehicles. Make a perception roll, but I'll allow you to use intelligence, because this is not just watching people. It's what you see on it's how you're using the computer. So you might be able to glean some additional information. Okay, that wasn't great. Okay, so you realise that some of the parts are going to the lower levels. They don't look like weapons. They look like suspension or lev parts or stuff like that. So it's going to lower level, but from the parts themselves, you can't glean enough information to sort of confirm what type of vehicles they're fixing. Other than I will give you that some of it could be used to fix a tracked vehicle. So potentially there could be a tracked vehicle on the lower levels. But other than that, that's all you gain from that process. Let's just make a luck roll. Okay, so you do have to speak to one of the technicians on the lower level, because there's a discrepancy. So if you want to, you do have the option to go to the lower levels. This is only level 3, so it won't take you to level 4, but it will take you down to one of the lower levels. And you can justify going down if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that then.
Okay. We'll leave you there for the moment. So we'll leave you walking down the stairs to the door that will take you to level 3. So, Prism and Micah, I presume you're going to drive to wherever you're picking up the rifle.
Yes, cautiously and taking the scenic route to see if we're being followed. Obviously, more drones. Trying to avoid drones, basically.
Make a perception roll, both of you.
Because I don't want to bring. What is my perception? Perception. I should know that. Oh fuck yeah!
Ooh. Okay. You do see drones, but with that roll, you can definitely lose them.
All right, I want to make sure they are lost completely. And a matter of fact, I'll probably park the vehicle. I don't know, a couple blocks away from it because I don't want to lead them back to Matthews.
Okay, so you park a few blocks away, and you start to walk. You get to the shop unmolested and unviewed, as far as you're aware.
Is there a back way into this place?
No,
All right,
no. There's a front way. It's like a normal shop. So yeah, you go in the front.
that's fine. Well, I'm just gonna go inside then.
Okay, so the shop has not changed at all in the slightest. Some of the stock might have rotated, but other than that, nothing has changed. And you see Matthew behind the counter, and he's saying, he waves and says, "Hi, I've got the piece."
Perfect. I'm excited. How does she look?
Yeah, she's all right. She'll do what you need.
Yeah. Okay. I'm hopeful. I'm gonna look over. What does Micah have for weapons? Did we buy you weapons yet?
No, I got a Uzi and a 9mm.
Be like, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be enough firepower for what we need. Micah, do you have anything on hand for him, perhaps? I'm gonna pick up the MPR if it's out there, or he hands it to me and said, "Look it over."
He says, "Well, it depends on what you." What he looks at Micah and says, "Okay, what are you trained with?"
Small munitions and dual munitions.
Sorry, say that again. Small munitions and
Dual munitions.
So you can dual wield pistols. That's what I'm sensing.
right. Okay, so he goes. Let me to see what we got going on.
Mathing.
No, I'm opening things and it's taking a while.
Oh, it's fine. I'm mathing.
In the meantime, he does pull out the desired rifle
Nice.
and say, "There it is."
I'm gonna give it a once over.
It's exactly what you asked for.
Perfect.
Right, so guns. Right, so well, he says, I can get hold for dual wielding business some
Why is it doing that? Stop.
well, we have
It's probably loud.
Jesus, man.
I apologize.
So we have the revolver, which is basically your hand cannon, and we have the RP-36, which is quite a significant pistol and fires 2 shots for each one.
Any of that sound good there, Micah?
Yeah.
Unless you want to just do what I do and get some Apex rounds for that fucking pistol of yours.
I think the best idea would be to, kind of split the difference and get a better quality 9mm.
Or you could go for 10mm, which is the same as a 9mm but does more damage. In fact, the RP36 is 10mm, bigger magazine, more damage because it fires 2 shots instead of 1.
When you really want to put them down, it's all about double tapping. How much?
Or, like he says, or the revolver will do the same damage as the dual shot, but it only has 6 rounds. Actually, 5 rounds.
But you can do specialized cartridges in that, right? I'm gonna look at them.
Yes, you can. You can definitely pick out. You can do big guns, big cartridges.
There you go. I say as I charge up, fucking the mag rifle, MPR. I mean, what do I call it? A mag rifle? Fuck. MPR.
I mean, we do have access. I mean, I could get some restricted items. Just depends on what you want.
I'd probably lean towards something to take out corporate level targets. I know you're excited about that, aren't you, there, Mike?
There's definitely a few I wouldn't mind seeing go away.
Because I do have things like a power pistol, which is the 12mm, but bursts. In the end, it's here. I mean, you could take 2 pistols and have one, the old power pistol for a burst, and then the revolver for maximum damage. It's up to you. What do you want?
I know, tough choices, right? I'm gonna charge up the rifle.
We got access to the rule book because you can have a look at.
I'm actually looking at it now.
Okay, cool. So while you're making that decision, we're going back to Seradin. Right, you're going to the lower level.
Yeah.
And temporarily, your card has been extended to allow you to go to level 3. So you swipe in front of the door as normal. The door pings green and opens up for you. It doesn't require you to push, it just basically swings open for you. Right, so now you're going down the stairs to level 3. You get to the level 3, and level 4 seems to be open. It doesn't seem to be a case that you need another lock. You could technically go lower if you wished. Or you could go to level 3.
I want to go to level 3 and look around.
Okay, that's fine. You can look around. I mean, you could pretend to be looking for the guys. I'm not worried with your charisma. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. So, so you look around. These are definitely non-civilian LEV vehicles. You can see a proper engineering bay that has basically every piece of equipment you could possibly need on it. There is a separate bay for weapons. Because some of these LEVs are quite heavily armed with cannons and so cannons and various laser weapons and even the odd grenade launcher. It doesn't look like it's any heavier than that. There's no plasma lances or any shit like that on them. So these look like they're more designed. They're designed for combat, but more for fast deployment. So they're APCs and sort of scouting vehicles. They're not hover tanks. I will let you make a perception roll. This again will be based on vision only.
Okay.
So you can pick up some extra information. Right. Okay. So it's not a bad roll. It's not fantastic, but it's not bad. So, right. When you realise that nothing here is locked down, so it is the door that is locking you out. There's nothing on this level, so the equipment is basically out. There are ammunition stores out. They're not, they haven't spread bullets around or anything, but the boxes are not secured behind a locked door. You can see them there's a cage, but there's no lock on the cage door.
I'm wondering do I notice any security measures or armed personnel or just how many people do I see working there even?
Most probably no more than 2 or 3, because there doesn't seem to be many jobs on at the moment.
Okay.
There is definitely security. There are 1 or 2 guards walking around, but they're not paying any particular attention to any particular area or any particular person. So they're basically pretty much ignoring you because you're some kind of skivvy. So yeah, there is security. There's only, like I said, there's a couple of guards. They are armored, but it's not, battle armor. It's just like standard body armor. And they do carry assault rifles. Well, that's not true. One carries an assault rifle. The other one carries an SMG and a shotgun.
Yeah, I'm writing this down right now.
I was going to say, hopefully you take notes, because I'm not writing this down.
I normally don't, but for planning a heist and stuff like this, I definitely am.
Good. That's incredibly sensible.
Wait, you said an SMG and an assault rifle?
No, one's got an assault rifle, and
assault rifle,
and a sidearm like a pistol. The other one is carrying a shotgun, and he has an SMG as his sidearm. And they're both in uniforms, Gentech uniforms, clearly marking them as Gentech security. In fact, while on the upper levels, the techs do not have Gentech uniforms; they just have like standard coveralls. These guys, they're definitely wearing Gentech overalls.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, one last time, what did the guards have for their weapons?
So one had a shotgun and an SMG as a sidearm. The other one had an assault rifle and a pistol as a sidearm.
Okay, I got that down. Having a couple of technical difficulties.
No, that's all right. Don't worry. That's fine. You got, like I said, there are weapons, vehicle-sized weapons out. But like I said, that's not the kind of thing you can just jump out, leap up, and then empty a minigun into the... Because there are, like I said, there are some quite potent weapons here, but they're not heavily explosives. There are grenade launchers, but nothing. There's no, there's no tank guns or anything. No, 100mm.
So this is more like the infantry equipment stuff, I'm assuming?
Yeah. As infantry and anti-infantry, like I said, the vehicles are more APCs than proper tanks. APCs
Yeah.
and scouts rather than proper tanks.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is they're more like personnel transport.
The one thing you also realise is there's no barracks down here. So if either there are barracks on the lower level, or if a vehicle, when a vehicle leaves here, they're not. It's going to pick up troops. It's not going to pick up troops. It's not going to have troops in it from here.
Okay. I'm gonna look for the person.
Yeah, you find him working on one of the levs. You see a pair of legs, and it's the only female technician, so you realise quite quickly it's her.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get her attention.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can touch her feet or whatever, and she'll pull herself out from underneath the vehicle. And she'll say, "Yep, what can I do for you?"
Yeah, there's a discrepancy in some of the information that I got from down here, and I just needed to check it out and get it correct.
She has that strange look of really on her face. Oh, hang on, let me just. So she gets up. She says, "Look, can you pass me? Can you show me the discrepancy?"
Yeah, yeah, I can pull it out on the tab.
That's fine. She takes off you and says, "Hey, these morons, totally stupid." She wanders over and says, "Okay, this one. This is the. This is. It's still. Here is the sealed container." So she walks over to the case safe, which is where the ammunition and grenades and whatever are. She goes, "See that?" And it's a sealed. It's got wrapping around it. You know how you see pallets, they box everything and they wrap around it to hold them in place. Yeah, you can see that the wrapping is completely unaffected. She's like, "Yeah, you can see that this batch says there should be 23 boxes on that crate, where there's only 22. And we haven't tampered with it, so you'll need to, well, the bosses will need to make a referral to audit or something, because we, like I said, we're getting what we're getting. We reported 22. That's it. You can see she hasn't opened the crate. It doesn't look like
Yeah,
something. So that's fine.
I believe you. I mean,
And
it's just
then
probably our suppliers, failing to follow through with the deal.
yeah, it is entirely possible. And because it's corporates and corporates, right. And then the other one, she goes, "Yeah, that was 40 parts." So you can see that she goes to the part and says, "Okay, this is the part number. That's the discrepancy. You can see it's." And she's put it in a bag and it's got a red thing on it saying function part. So yeah, that's fine. Nothing. She hasn't said anything that's outrageous. You can go back and put it on a report, and then they can make up whatever decision they do. So everything is fine. When you, as you leave, you do have the option to try downstairs, or the option is there to go downstairs and check the lower level, or you can go back whence you came. But be aware there are cameras here on these levels.
I'm just gonna go back and
Okay.
I'm gonna report the issue.
Okay, that's fine. You report the issue. There's a little bit of annoyance. One of the guys is like, "Really? Oh, for fuck's sake, these people are useless." Send me over the report and I'll forward it on, and we'll see what we can do. For fuck's sake, useless idiots. So I presume you'll just forward him the report.
Yeah, I just want to say that I think. Wait, am I like talking to them right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think they're pretty sincere. They seem like they're doing their job pretty well. I just think our supplier probably failed to follow through, and if that's the case, I just seriously hope we didn't end up paying the money for the 23, and then they end up just pocketing the extra one.
No, it's okay. Well, if they do, we'll the auditing guys will come in, check it, and then we'll charge the supplier back for that. We'll get them to refund that additional one. So it's not really a big deal. But it's something that audit and finance can deal with. We'll just let them get on with that.
Okay.
And while he is annoyed by it, he's not really that bothered by it. You know, it's not something that he seems to be too worried about. So that's what. So I presume you go back to doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Such
Okay.
a good little employee.
Yes. Make a luck roll.
Hey, I got a lot of information. We might be able to just like. I mean, I can explain later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll all
What
sit
I tell
down
you guys.
around tea.
And make a luck roll as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. They do remember to revoke your access to the lower level. If you were lucky, they would have forgotten and you would have had access. But unfortunately, you aren't lucky today, and they have removed your access. So,
I'm still doing good. Like, I think that if I was to try to break in there, I'd want to try to like put on a disguise and then try to use someone else's pass or something. So
Yep.
I'm gonna keep my eye open for stuff like that.
Oh, you can keep your eye out for if someone leaves a pass out. You can go, sleight of hand that away. If you want to, if you want to look around, you won't be able
It's
to
not
do
a
it.
skill I'm good at though.
Well, it's it's fine. If somebody leaves something lying around for an hour, you can just go have that away. While there are cameras, these are moving cameras, so they just sweep the room. So you could put yourself in a situation where the camera's off you, and you could swipe it, and then you could fuck off with it. So,
but I just don't have infiltration or good speed. It's a risky situation either way.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, but you can you can use, you can look at what's happening around you and put yourself
I
in a
need to
situation where.
find a balance between the intel that I gather and the risk that I'm taking.
Yeah, that's fine. So, that's you. We're going to go back. Has Micah decided, chosen on a new weapon?
Yeah, we're gonna go with the dual RP-36. He's also going to ask about if they have any ID blockers.
Ooh, right. Okay. Hang on.
yeah, about those. Isn't that Wasn't
Right,
someone
so-
getting me a couple of those in like ghost passes? Where did we track that?
So the RP-36s. So he'll give those to you. Normally $8,000 each, so 16. He'll give those to you for 14 because you're a good customer. Ammunition wise, do you want some ammunition? Do you want some specific ammunition?
I'd look at Prism. I don't know. What do you think?
I would. We want to take if we're taking heavier, armored opponents out. You might want something that packs a little punch. I prefer Apex rounds with poly casings personally.
10mm rounds. So he will say, well, let's have a look at a bit of ammo. So the 10mm rounds is 40. Is that 40 per round?
I don't have it open right now.
Or is that 40 per cartridge? 40 per magazine?
Should be a magazine. It should be like 10, whatever the cost of the weapon is. It should be like 10% for a magazine. That's what the ratio I used at one point.
Okay, so yeah, that's so if you're buying 40, you want 10. It's
14th, right?
So if you want one full reload, which is so that's 18 round magazine. So 18 rounds will cost you 40. Yeah, cool. Extended magazines for sure on that bad boy.
Hold on, I'm looking at something. All right, so wait, where is it? Give me a second.
So he will give you. So he'll give you 80 rounds. Sorry, 100 rounds for 70 credits. If you want 100 rounds. Now, specific ammunition. Ooh, let's have a look at this old bad
All right.
boy.
Here it is. So Apex is a +3 to hit, +2 d12 for your normal damage, and it is a ×8 mag cost. So if you add polymer casing, which gives you another +1 to attack, it is a ×2 cost. So if you get Apex ammo with polymer casings, which is what I do, it's a ×10 mag cost.
So each round, so each magazine's 400
Yeah.
rather than 40.
Yeah.
There will
just
be no
doing-
discounts. There's no discounts on Apex.
Yep.
Because Apex is expensive ammunition and very specific. So
Yeah, you want to take fucking targets out. That's it. That's what you do. That's fine. So what is that? 400 each. So 10 rounds. So 4,000 credits. Is that right?
I mean,
No,
the
yeah,
ammunition gets really expensive. Like, I was messing around with some like hypothetical situations. If you're firing like for example, if you go with like the minigun or something, because it costs like
Well,
60,000 like per full mag or something. I think that has some of the most expensive bullets in the game.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So
yeah, but
making
it
those
does.
like
It does
Yeah.
fuck quite a lot. You know, I mean,
Yeah, it's-
the ammo jump's fairly significant on that bad boy.
You're gonna be fucking up like military vehicle, whatever. Anyways, how many credit for 10 mags? 4,000 each. Wait, 4,000 each, so 40,000, right? Is that right?
No, it's 400 each. If you're to play in times
Oh,
10,
okay. So 4,000.
it's 400 each. So 10 mags will be 4,000. So if you want to buy 10 mags of the other one, he will give you a discount. So instead of being 400, it'll only cost you 350.
So 3,500. That's, I feel like, a very reasonable price for Apex. Hold on. Check something.
No. The straight ammo.
Straight
he'll give
ammo.
the discount. The Apex, you can't. It's too
No,
expensive.
Apex is standard. So it will be your standard.
Well, Apex
Four-
isn't it? Are you guys also treating it as a restricted tier?
Yeah, that's
now?
right. It's like restricted 1, I believe, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a problem for this gentleman to get a hold of restricted stuff. Well, level 1 restricted stuff. That's not a problem for him to get a hold of, and he can, at a push and at an increased price, get a hold of level 2 stuff for you. But that will take a while, and there is an additional cost for that restricted level 2 stuff.
So what was it? So for my pistol, I bought... Hold on. 1 second. I bought 3 mags for my pistol, and each mag costs 2,500 per mag for fucking Apex. And that's 45 rounds. So something's not mathing. That's what I'm saying. For 10 rounds, it should be like...
Unless you're saying it's 40 credits per round, and then it's 400 for a mag, times 10 is 4,000 for a mag.
It sounds more right. How many rounds does it hold?
For him, 18.
Yeah, no, that sounds more realistic. That sounds right. Math.
Okay, so we'll say
so
4,000. So
might have to look in my...
so 40 for so we'll say 400 for a mag times, if you want 10 mags of standard, would be 4,000, but he'll give you a discount of 3.5 to take it down to 3.5. So
Per mag?
No, it's 400 per mag.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it's not. It's 18 because it holds 18. So if it's 40 times 18,
I love math.
equals 720 per times 10.
This stuff sounds so low.
And he'll give you a bit of a
whatever.
discount, 0.75.
I'm not going to question.
So he's going to charge you $6,000 for the standard ammo, for the 10 clips of standard ammo.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then for the... So that's 40,000.
Yeah, so that sounds about right.
Yeah, about 40,000 for the...
None of that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be like Yep, that's fine.
Don't worry, you have a benefactor who can afford it.
Yeah, like everyone else has done for me, I'm doing it for you because you're gonna need this shit. So I'm gonna say like yes. I'm just adding together all the stuff I need to pay him. That's fine. Don't worry. I'll just
Okay.
take it out of your pay. I say with a big smile. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you got the bits you requested. He gives you the ammunition.
What do I owe you for all this?
So you paid a deposit for the rifle, not the whole thing.
Yep.
Where are we? So it was. Where are you? That's not...
I could tell you. I have it right here. I just want to see what you're gonna say.
So the particle rifle, you bought a particle rifle, didn't you?
Magnetic particle rifle. Yep.
Yeah, particle rifle. So that's 140. Now I believe you paid. Was it 40 grand in advance?
Remember, I also got the higher one, so I don't have to dick around with ones. So the rifle costs. Never mind. I'll just tell you what I owe him. Okay. Right now with the RP36s, the standard 10 standard magazines, 10 Apex magazines, I'm at 300 and we'll just say 90,000 credits.
That's fine. He gives you some bank accounts to transfer the funds into.
I just don't have a vault card. That would have worked, but that's fine.
Well, he passes you a vault card then. That's
Yeah,
however you want to do it.
I'll just swipe over the funds and he's got his 390,000.
So that's fine. Okay, so you have everything you want or you need.
Looks good. Appreciate you. I'd is that firing range open?
If you want to try it, yeah. For you guys, it's always open.
Well, here's the thing. I'm sure can it handle an NPR? Or maybe I don't know what an NPR can do. I'm gonna go fire it. Is it an underground firing range?
Yeah. He takes you down to a lower level, and basically there are armored concrete tubes which you shoot down.
Okay. I'm gonna do test fire this bitch.
You're pretty sure it could most probably do a grenade. You could do a grenade shot down there, and it would be fine. But anything larger than that could cause a problem.
I get a +4 for this thing. That's nice. Give me a second. +4 attack. And I have level 2, I think. 1, 2.
So, while they're doing all the mathematics, Saradin, back to you. So, you've had another successful day at work?
Yeah.
Nobody's hanging about. Everybody seems to leave at like 5:30 on the dot. Quite literally. 5:30 on the dot, Right,
Yep.
okay, cool. Okay, well, then you make your way home. So you guys will have some time between your buying and him coming home. What would you like to do in that time?
Go look over at Micah.
Did he have those ID blockers? Be able to find
No.
out about those?
Sounds like
That's not the kind of thing he will carry. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he gets it, he can move them on. But it's not the kind of. He's more of a hardware kind of character.
I feel like that might
Sort
be
of.
a task for InfoSite, maybe.
Or
love that. Or
a task for a connection for a
corporate.
for
Corporate? Do I have corporate? Who can I reach out to for my corporate connections? I didn't burn my corporate connections, have I?
No, your corporate connections still exist.
Okay, then I'm going to utilize them because I was trying to get my own, vault, my ghost fucking cards and stuff.
Make a charisma roll and add the level of your contacts.
Okay.
Sort of like, I don't know if you've got negotiation or persuasion or some other ability like that. Add that on.
How about infiltration?
No.
Survival? Traveled.
No.
Fine.
You can come up with all the excuses you want. I've told you what skills are appropriate.
It's
Fucking
fine.
use them or don't.
What am
bitch.
charisma? +9. I get +10. All right, there we go.
Okay, that at the moment
Oops. Meh.
it doesn't matter either way. That's not a big enough roll.
Yeah.
That kind of thing is not going to be available to you currently.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so you spent some time asking about. Micah, have you got anything else you want to do?
Nope, I'm just along for the ride.
Okay.
Should we,
So,
should we take a ride past Phillips and see if we can track him down? See what he's up to?
If you want to,
Yeah, I'm gonna
you
do
can
that.
do that.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Do that.
So are you going back to his house, or are you going to his work, or?
What time is it?
For you guys, it's most probably sort of like, because you haven't rushed yourself, so it's most probably like 1 or 2 o'clock, somewhere around that.
Do we know his schedule for the most part? I mean, we've kind of followed him, right?
Well, you know, yeah, he's currently at work. He's like all the corporates. He'll finish 5:30 on the spot unless they're paying him a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. All right, I want to head towards where he's working, find a nice parking spot, and find a bar. Or is there outdoor seating in these places? Like, what does Baseland have?
What? Outside? Yeah, there are parks, but not near where you are.
Oh, that's fine. Is is there a bar or restaurant? You said there was, right? I think.
Oh yeah, there's there are cafes over the road and.
All right, yeah. From where he's getting out, I want to go. I'm going to put some of my recon drones up in the area, and I'm going to be like, "Well, Michael, let's go get a drink, because why not?"
Okay, so you head over to the nearest. You put your drones up. You head over to the nearest nearest bar, or nearest cafe really, because you want outside seating. So, what are you ordering? Alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage?
Oh no, I'll be getting some wormshine.
Wormshine?
Yep.
Okay.
Keeping it classy.
Keeping it classy, yeah, definitely. And you take a seat. I need both of you to make perception rolls, please. Oh, fucking hell, mate. What's going on with you?
This is nice. Micah, don't fail me.
Okay, you didn't roll a 1, so that's fine. Okay. You have noticed that someone could be watching you. And it looks like he's doing the same thing as you, but so it looks like he is, well, you think he may be doing the same kind of thing as you are, but against you. So you think you've seen him over there going, you think he might be...
I'll just ask, police or corp?
You can't tell. He's not wearing a police uniform, and he's not wearing a corp uniform, but he is bloke in, plain clothes. So he could be police, he could be corp, he could be something else.
I'm going to discreetly mention that to Micah. I'm going to do the classic don't look, but, there's somebody who it appears has taken interest in us, or probably me. I say we find out who he is. Are you muted, Micah?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here building macros.
Oh.
Can I use intelligence to see if I can figure out what he is?
Yeah, make a roll. It's going to have to be a significant roll because, like I said, he's plain clothes. So unless there's no obvious outside, so yeah, could be. He's. You don't think he's corp? Could be police, or he could be freelance. But you don't think he's corpse. But realistically, even with your intelligence, it's because there is so little information.
What you think we should find out why he's caught some interest in us? It could be like police related to the incident. What do you think?
As long as he's not a fucking corpo.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we do. Why don't you head down the alley, like to the back of the building? Right. I assume he's here for me. So if you could hold up back there, I'll take him around. I'll walk out the other way, see if he follows me, and then when we get him back, you can, come behind him and we can surround him and have a nice little chat.
Okay, so you're going to walk off. Is that correct?
I'm gonna let Micah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go first.
Okay, so Micah goes off and goes to look, and then you're going to go off.
Come like a minute or two later, once he once my drones, I have contact with his comm and stuff. I'm gonna have.
Okay,
him,
that's fine.
That way I can walk down the alleyway and he can pop out of wherever behind the guy. We kind of want to.
Okay, so as you walk off, you see him. There's a box on the table in front of him because you're still being quite subtle. He opens it and some drones pop out.
Oh, he wants to fuck with drones, does he?
So, and he then releases those. Both of you make perception rolls. Actually, no. Both of you make either infiltration or sort of streetwise, where you blend into the street.
Let's do infiltration. What is that then? It's going to be a D12 plus speed plus infiltration. That's fine.
Plus infiltration. If you're going to use something like streetwise, it'll be more based on your charisma.
Yeah, I'll do
because
that.
you're trying to sort of blend in.
My infiltration.
What if I have both?
Well, you choose the one that you do best.
Well, it's the same for both.
Well, stop crying and make a decision. Fuck's sake, seriously.
I was trying to stack them.
Stack.
Yeah, dream the fuck on. Dream the fuck on, cheeky bastard.
Hey, it's worth a shot, right?
No, it's not even worth a shot.
Just don't roll a d20.
So which one are you doing? And because you'll need to tell me. Are you blending into the background, or are you trying to be stealthy?
Talking to me or Grizz? Or Micah?
Well, I presume, Prism, you're going to be stealthy because you're rolling infiltration.
Yep.
So that's fine. That's you. Grizz had both.
I'm going to do the same infiltration.
Okay. Make a roll then.
Sneaking.
At
least it's not a 1. Fuck.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so you both managed to avoid the drones, and you sort of both walk off. he has not followed you.
Hey, what do you think this asshole has a tracking device on us or something?
Well, I don't think so. If he's not following you,
Oh,
if you had a tracking device, he'd definitely be following you.
or not. I mean, if I was tracking somebody, I wouldn't fucking follow him. Plus, maybe there's a drone. Maybe he put a drone in one of our pockets. We should probably go get scanned. Where can we get scanned? Can we use the cryo to get scanned?
Use the what? Sorry.
Well, when you enter the kill boxes, they scan you for weapons. What kind of scanning can you get? Like, what is scan for drones? Can we use that to our advantage?
You could try. I mean, the drones though, because they're not physically attached to you, unless they think you think he's put a tracking beacon on you.
That's what I mean. I'm just gonna assume at this point there's something else up.
Okay.
Because you can never be too careful. I'm gonna look around. Is there a bar, a club, a cryo nearby?
There's definitely a bar. Definitely a bar nearby.
All right. If it's got a kill box with a scanner, I'm headed for that.
Okay. So you walk over to the kill box. With the scanner, you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
scan.
I'm gonna scan. If there's somebody at the door, I'm gonna say, hey, can you give me a quick scan? I want to see if I feel like my ex is tracking me, and I want to make sure that's not a thing. I'll give him like 5,000 credits for this.
Okay. Well, then he scans you. There is nothing.
All right. Well, better safe than sorry. Thanks a lot, buddy.
He shrugs. So, what are you doing now?
This guy didn't leave. Is he still there?
He's still sat at the desk, yes. But the box in front of him is now closed.
All right. I'm going to assume that we lost him. I'm going to assume that if he didn't come after us and he put his drones away, we are free to leave, maybe? Can we do that?
I don't know. Can you do that?
Micah, what do you think?
Your drones are still about.
I'd like to know who this guy is.
Fuck out of here.
But I have a sneaking suspicion. Yeah, I'm going to recall the drones. Can we pull out without him seeing us? Does he know our vehicle?
Yeah, you can. He's lost. You think he's lost you, so you're
right.
pretty sure you can pull out without an issue.
Recall drones, and we're going to go somewhere else.
Okay.
Because I was uncomfortable. Fucking drones. Do I have wasp pod? I think I have some wasps left, don't I? I could have used those to take his drones out. Huh. I'll be mumbling all this while you're in the vehicle with me, Micah.
Okay. That's great.
Yep. Good times. I'll be like, all right, well, what do you think? What should we do? What time is it? It's still kind of early.
It's most probably because you spent a while, so you're most probably looking at sort of 3-4 o'clock now.
All right, I'm gonna start now. It's early enough to start spam texting Sheridan. How's it going? How's your day at work? Miss you.
You know that's a lie. No matter how much he tells you.
Did you eat the lunch I made you?
Right, I'm gonna let you guys continue. I'm just gonna go for a pee. I'll be right back.
Do you have your phone on you there, Sheridan?
Well, I think you're messaging me at 4 or 5 is what he said.
Yeah, so it's like you're not out yet.
I don't get off until 5:30, so I'm still at work.
So do you have your comm with you? Is this, or do you shut it off and put it in a box?
No, I thought we agreed that we're not talking to each other when we're inside.
Yeah, so you're just gonna
I said this yesterday.
You're just gonna keep getting these messages because Prism's being Prism.
No, I don't even think I should be getting the messages.
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like you should have
do
put it
not
on
disturb.
airplane mode or something.
Do not disturb. That's fine. Just
no, I've turned my comm off from external communications because I don't want to take the risk of a wanted person messaging me.
The second you get out, Well, they don't know. It could be. I don't know how comms work. It could be encrypted. But anyways, by the time
That is true.
when you get out, you're just. It's like my bounty. Like nobody's really gonna know unless they scan me, and then they have to get through all this. Whatever. Anyways, the second you turn it on, you're just gonna
I'm
get
paranoid.
fucking all these.
I'm just-
Yeah, it's gonna ding, 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 ding. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh.
Saradin is pretty paranoid because he's trying to actually like keep a relatively low profile while also being with some very high profile people.
How many credits are you making per day, by the way? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if we've brought it up.
Is there inflation? Like it's probably like you should be making like 5,000
well-
a day or something like that. I don't know. 10. I don't know. I don't think it
Yeah,
matters.
I'm not expecting much.
I just want to get in the garage.
I'm excited because
Okay.
like
What?
I have to see what's on the 4th floor. I want to do quite a bit of
You shoulda
recon.
just
At least
fucking-
probably a week or two before we do anything.
God. President's gonna lose his mind. No, that's fine. That gives us time to plan and get other stuff. Track Philip.
It's worthwhile because like I figured out that there's only 2 guards in the top area, and or in level 3. See, the thing is I don't know how we'd get people into the building, let alone to level 3 now.
Well, that sounds like a plan. That sounds like a later problem. Right now, we need to know security. You know.
Yeah.
We need to know security. We need to know where the security room is. I need to know if these guys are androids or robots, if they breathe, because I have
No,
ideas.
they're human. I know that.
We're sure.
I gotta communicate that to Prism.
All right. Well, when you do, yeah. 'cause
Well,
Prism's fond of his KO
some-
fucking gas. So
I don't know. I am suspicious of some of the people with how it's like clockwork. Everyone leaves exactly at 5:30.
yeah,
It makes me think that they're like ghosts or something.
they're all fucking
Because I've
spooks.
only interacted with the 3 workers, the receptionist, and then that one worker. But he said there was only like 3 people on that level. But like I'm pretty sure I see more than that many people leave the building.
I guarantee there's a battalion of fucking corporate troops on some of the one of the levels or some shit.
That's what
Sounds
I'd
too
assume
easy.
the same.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. There's more. If we could hit that, that would be great.
Well, see, the thing is usually when stuff is unsecure, that typically means that they're not expecting it to be stolen, which probably means that they have stronger defenses in other places.
Yeah, there could be
Like
anything.
they're probably relying on just the cameras and the many secure doors you'd have to get through to get down there.
Or the massive amounts of heavy weapons platforms in the basement.
I'm gonna do recon to figure out how exactly good the cameras are and sensors and stuff, because I want to see if I can potentially like pickpocket stuff.
Yoink. Ooh, piece of candy.
Like, ooh, look, a cryo gun. Or I mean, I doubt there'd be something like a cryo gun, but I
Excuse
can
me.
look.
You could. Pilfer.
Because keep in mind, so it has. I haven't put too much emphasis on this, but it is kind of being implied that when Saradin is at the base and stuff and not at work, he puts on his armor and stuff. That's how he feels more comfortable in his armor.
I mean, I feel comfortable.
Because he's less likely to draw attention and stuff. He can just like be alone.
Wait, does that negate your charismatic in a suit
It
of
does.
armor?
It does. I'd have to pop open my face mask, so I'd have to like say that I pop it open. But I haven't ran into any issues like that and stuff. I've just tried to do like, yeah. But I think for the most part, I've all been in clothing and stuff and not been in my armor, and I've just kind of like implied that my stuff is just left back at the base. The only thing I've been lugging around is the suitcase that has the data pad for work.
Here's a fun little note. I have 6 attribute points to allocate. Micah, how you doing over there?
Oh, that's perfect for like dual munitions.
Peachy Keen Jelly Bean.
That's good. What do you think we should do as we're cruising around Baseland? Picking up, we need to make some credits, I feel like. I mean, I'm going to run out at some point.
Yeah, money would be good.
Money would be good.
You need passive income.
What do we want to do? Yeah, so how do we do that? Like Kiki's Noodles? Like can we like... Do we get a profit from that?
Well, what skills do you guys have? Because like I think it would be funny if like Saradin was just like a, I don't know, because he'd make a perfect like con man. Just like give him something to sell, and he could probably convince someone to buy it for
Aren't you
more
already
than it's
trying to
worth.
con your buddy over there that night?
Which one?
I don't know. The guy's house you went to, the corporate chick or whatever.
No, that was just more like a hookup.
Yeah, okay.
But I was hoping something would come out of it. I don't think so, so I'll probably have to go back and hook up with someone else. But for now, I'm more focused on probably going to the gym. I want to see if I can convince Prism to let me get a personal trainer or something. I mean, I'll pay him back once I get a job. Like, I mean, once I get paid. I gotta track these expenses.
Oh, I'm keeping track. Don't you worry.
Well, I have the fitness membership put down.
Mm-hmm. And the price of your vehicle weekly. Remember? Didn't I pay like for a bunch of weeks though? I think I did. I believe I did. Oh, excuse me. Wow. I think I'm tired or something. Do I want to drive back to Connecticut? I don't know. Do. While we're here, what else do I have to do that's like, I don't know. Oh, what's going on in Genesis? That's what I want to know, actually. Is there any news? Oh, MC's not here. You know what I mean, though? I want to know what the status is in Genesis with this bioweapon we unleashed.
What was the nature of it?
Oh, God. No, this is a whole nother story.
Is it just Cronenberg? Or...
Is it what?
Like from Rick and Morty, the Cronenberg situation.
It
Where everyone's turned into like grotesque monsters.
Oh, there was so. It goes back to like sessions and sessions ago when people were coming after Omega and there were genetic bombs. They weren't all found. And on our way back to Genesis, I think from Accord, there was a sandstorm that came and said Sandstorm had a sailing yacht or a yacht coming at us towards the sand barge that we were on. In which case I sent drones and did some recon, and we found like the lower levels of just some kind of creatures. We were originally going to board it, but I decided against it, and we destroyed the thing. However, the genetic material got caught in the sandstorm, creating a big dispersal unit, which basically enveloped Genesis, spreading this virus all through the city. So good times. At least I didn't hit Omega.
Good thing I like having my characters with respirators and stuff.
See?
But now I'm realizing Saradin's not even in his armor that much now with the work taking up most of his time.
That would be a great cover, though. As you get knocked unconscious with everyone else. Got to keep your cover intact. No. Not at all. All right, let me see here. What else do we need to do? What are we doing? Yeah, credits would be good. I'm going to need some credits.
I want to, train. Saradin, on paper, hasn't had any combat experience, so I don't think he'd be a good fighter. But, on his sheet, he does. He does know some martial arts and brawling and stuff. Just no, practical experience. I think it's just, sparring.
I was going to say we need to give you a droid. Or you can just fight Micah when we get back.
Well, I have the 2 stun rods. I could probably use them for practice. Just using them off. Just, smack people like dummy rods.
Whack.
Right, so
What the heck?
who's whacking who off?
No, nothing. Stun rods, genetic bombs. How's Genesis, by the way? Any news on what's going on in that city?
What with regard to what? Sorry.
I don't know. Some kind of virus that was unleashed and.
Oh well. Okay, so
Yeah.
So there is definitely a plague. currently under affecting the city. There are some thoughts that it isn't necessarily a manufactured plague, or if it is, it's not necessarily. You're maybe not the main villain.
Huh.
Maybe. There are some other considerations that have been involved. But don't get me wrong, you're still a wanted man. The corpse have portrayed you as an absolutely evil soul.
We weren't in Genesis
Wouldn't
long enough for me to get like connections, huh? Like directly, no. Because
Like I said,
I just assume-
Mhm.
I just wanted to chime in with something.
You go.
I would have thought that in a world where there's like sandstorms and stuff, they'd have at least more advanced HEPA filters.
They can't do anything about it if it's transferred by touch.
That's true. Well,
and you do. I don't know
That's
whether you were there for the.
No.
I don't know whether you were there for the encounter. It wasn't. Whoever was infected was not normal anymore. It wasn't just a case that you sneezed and you spread it like the normal viruses. No, this was changing people. It was doing unpleasant things.
It's a mutagen.
yeah, I know.
Ooh, that sucks. I'm trying to just. I would like to, even though I'm not responsible. I mean, we're not directly responsible, even though that yacht that we blew up, I feel like we are responsible, So it's not far from the truth. But, I don't know. Prison would like to do something if he could, but I don't have an antidote and I don't know anything about genetic engineering, so I guess they're fucked.
Sadly, they're not in this session. The people that know genetic engineering.
Mm-hmm. Too bad. Just like hackers. Like, Prism would love to hack, but no. Oh well. It is what it is. Where are we going, Micah?
So you lot, I presume all the information's been passed over.
As long as the times line up and Sheridan's off of work.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm putting emphasis on the fact that I turned off external communications.
Excuse me.
To only use the buildings ones, because I don't want to get flagged for communicating with a bounty, or a person with a bounty, if he does get found out, or that comm or gets traced or anything like that.
That's fine. So, that's fine. I mean, you're all back at the base now.
I'm drinking Wormshine finally.
Okay.
Just because I can. How is so good times. We're up to date on what he thinks is there. I told him we need more intel. If there's androids, robots, security systems, it can't be that easy. There's probably a whole garrison of fucking corporate troopers above or something, because it seems like that place is pretty low key. Oops. Is that the right word? Low key? I don't know. Low key.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed really unfortified. Well, I mean, like, it's not like... It doesn't seem like it would be, like, the same as breaking into a military base. It does seem like this is closer to breaking into just a warehouse with high-tech security systems. Like, it doesn't seem like we'd have to, like, fight our way through people to get in.
You would imagine that this is closer to like a police lot than it is a military base.
Yeah, I'd assume that as soon as we go to break in, like, they'd come after us and they'd probably respond pretty quickly. But I mean, it's not like they'll shoot us on sight for approaching the building.
I don't think InfoSight's going to continuously help us out on this, so we might have to hire a hacker.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
So what part of the building do you want to hack?
A lot of it. We need to figure out the floor plan of the place. So I was thinking we could try to
Didn't
figure
we?
out where the blueprints for the building could be stored.
Well, I don't mean
You
like
do have,
Get a
right this second.
you
We're
have
just-
you
go
have
ahead.
the external, you have the standard blueprints.
Yeah.
It doesn't have some of the external walls,
I'm just saying, if we go into this place, we're gonna need a hacker to work on cameras, security systems, to really, prod around and see what they can do. Because I don't need to actually. Do I need my face on the camera again? They already know I'm in baseline, so.
I want someone that can do a debug and tell us exactly what security systems are and what they're capable of. Like, what imaging do the cameras use? Like, are they? You said they're sweeping, but like, are they thermal or something? I want to figure out like maybe if the keypad could be like faked or spoofed or cloned even. If we could clone someone's ID, like swipe it, copy it, and then make a copy. I can think of a lot of things we could try.
you can. That security is not hidden from you because you're an employee. So you need to go to work and you would need to do some access, but you're pretty sure you can. So for instance, I work in when I was working on site, I knew where the security cameras were. I knew that they were standard security cameras, and they didn't have any, infrared or anything on them. So simple stuff like that. And again, you can look up security procedures. So if the building is attacked, which if for corporates it's not uncommon, they will have a procedure, and you will be able to ascertain, the response times and the like.
Yeah, I got some ideas. I want to see if we can also take care of the Thursday in the morning, 5 minutes after the start of the workday, the fire alarm test that goes off. Like, I wonder what the chances are of the fire alarm and I doubt the intruder alarm would be the same. But even doing something like lighting an actual fire when there is the fake alarm going off.
Yeah, some of you are pretty good at doing that. The whole lighting fires thing.
Ooh, bitch.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Anyway. So that's
Well,
okay.
What we need to figure out what the like imaging is and scanning, and even if how do they scan like the comms and stuff? Like, could we figure out a clear hidden link or something to be able to communicate with someone inside?
That to use their systems would require hacking, but if you were to take a secure comm in with you, you could effectively communicate without them knowing. That wouldn't be too big a deal.
I think we need to look into doing something like that. Because getting a hacker, sending the hacker in there is probably not the best idea. But sending in someone like me that could then, as a proxy, get close to stuff that could be hacked would probably work.
You can always upload a couple of programs too at some point. Not now. I think we need more information on the facility. You need to get to level 4, see what's down there. If there's, we need to know a little bit more. Response times.
I also want to see about maybe smuggling stuff out. What are my chances of like being detected if I snag like a single bullet?
Yeah, you could. Again, you can have a look for that. There's no reason why you shouldn't. You know that anywhere that contains firearms, though, in fact, you're all aware of this. There will always be. Well, for corporate facilities, there will always be sniffers on the way out. So you can't walk out with a box of ammo and people and the system not realise, even if it's. Yeah, even if it's not, because while the bullets are sealed, they are still you can still pick up propellant and the like. Plus, picking up ammunition. RFID tags are really easy. So, if you were to try and take a stack, like a box full of ammo, then the RFID tag will definitely cause you again. You know this. I'm not going to make you roll. You know that it would cause some security issue for you. So you could try and walk out with a bullet, and it might with an individual round, but as soon as you start taking more than one, yeah, the system was likely to pick it up.
Yeah, don't risk
I
it.
mean, I've been going around with like a suitcase. Like, what are the chances that we could modify the suitcase to
I
be undetectable with stuff
So-
inside?
you'd risk getting fucking caught pulling a bullet out when we want way more than that. Save?
I'm more so saying as like hypotheticals. Like, what are my chances of actually sneaking contraband out?
I mean, you
Stuff that-
could, with the correct case, yes, you could do that.
Because like I think it would be worth looking into getting like a hidden compartment in my case in case they're like, ooh, what's in there, and get suspicious of me or something. I can at least hide the documents I'm trying to sneak out or something.
Yes. Well,
the
that's
more effective way to do that would be, and you again, I'm not going to ask you to roll this. Would just be get a drive and just stick it in the computer and download the documents to the drive and then fuck off. But again, there needs to be some sort of program to prevent people from tracing the download.
so.
I'd assume that they have some very easy anti-tampering software stuff to prevent you from just downloading documents.
Yes, that's my point. But you can override that with the right
programs.
That's why
program.
I just want a print screen copy or print screen and then.
There are ways of stopping that.
Instead of taking the file and trying to download it onto a USB drive, I would try to find some way around.
You got in order for you to print screen it and then say you want to print screen it and then print it off at a printer, that's trackable.
Yeah, I know.
In fact, that's much
a lot of the ways are going to be trackable.
That's at least as trackable as downloading something, because in order for you to print it, you've got to send it to the printer, and that requires an ID. Because printers won't just print; they'll print, but they'll record who sent the order to print.
It doesn't necessarily need to be printed on that printer or one that's even in there.
So you take a screenshot, and what would you do with it? What would you do with the screenshot? Just.
Do you know how many files there probably are?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, so you're gonna sit there. Never mind. Sounds like
that's
stupid
whole
idea.
part of my job is that I'm just gonna sit there and get to look through a lot of the files.
To be honest, you could justify that. And the longer you're there, the more files there's a good chance, particularly with your charming attitude, that you will be able to get at deeper files.
I want to convince them to give me remote access or something so I can work from home. I'm just that motivated to work for them. Maybe there's a back.
Can't wait to see how that works out.
You won't. They won't give you. They'll give you what I have for my work. They'll give you a laptop, and you'll work from the laptop.
Do they pay overtime?
You don't know. You haven't asked.
I gotta check this stuff out. Maybe I could stay overnight.
You doubt they will do that because quite literally there's a stampede at 5:30.
I assumed from the information that we've gathered, not many people work there. But then you're like, there's a stampede of people leaving. So I'm like, where are all these people coming from?
When I mean a stampede, I mean there's quite literally everybody is watching the clock. So at 5:30, everybody leaves at the same time. So
it's like high school when the bell rings.
Yeah, quite literally, they just charge for the door. So it is a case that if you stayed behind, it would be very obvious.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if I could convince them to pay me overtime to get caught up on work or something.
You could ask. You could get them to give you some training on something else, perhaps, and
Yeah.
And that might work. But
Maybe
okay,
they have a junior auditing program.
you could try that, but you haven't been there for very long, so yeah, 2 days. You might need more than 2 days.
I just want to solidify myself as
12
like a
weeks later.
As an absolute corporate whore.
Basically, I don't want them to be that suspicious of me. Like, I want to like actually seem like a useful employee.
I'm Gentech through and through. You can see him now. You can see it now.
Yeah, Prism's looking
like
for some
Stockholm
other
syndrome.
fucking something to do, realizing that this is going to take a very long time at this rate for this guy to fucking figure shit out.
Well, no, it's fair dues. He's already done quite a lot, actually,
Yes.
Prism. Calm fucking down.
I figured out like all the security systems of the building, at least for the. Well, I guess I haven't talked about the first and second level, but we know of them.
Yep.
So,
right.
So, you've passed on all the information you've ascertained for that day. So, we're going to say again, unless somebody wants to go out and pie.
Prism's about there now. I do need to make. We need to make some money.
Yeah, okay, Micah, that makes sense. So while corporate whore is corporate whoring, what are you two fuckers doing?
What are we doing, Micah? Let's see if we're
What are you looking to do?
We're gonna get followed.
Make the money.
Do Philip. Try to find some like I don't know. What are we doing? Ubering, shipping? I don't know. I gotta still. I don't know. I don't know what I gotta do. Lay low, not lay low. Get out there, make some fucking credits. I have no idea. Micah, what do you think? You want to make money? How do you want to make money? All right.
Easiest way possible.
Corporate whores. Well, yes, you
No,
could.
fuck them corpos.
Yep. Let's go after some corporate bounties. That sounds like a good idea. I'll be right back.
Sorry, did he say corporate bounties?
Corporate bounties. Let's go after Gentech.
Okay. Right, that's not bounties of that nature don't appear because the bounty corporations don't want trouble with corps. You can't just go, yeah, I'll put a bounty on this bloke because he works for this corp. Because the corp will go, you're putting a bounty on our guys? Why?
And isn't that basically saying that like the majority of people can't have bounties put on them because they work for corporations? With that logic?
No. What we're saying is, if you the bounty corporations won't want to annoy a major corporation, so they won't allow you. You can put a bounty on an individual and say, I've got a bounty this individual for this reason, and this is the money. You can't just put a bounty on an individual and say, yeah, because he works for Gentech, we're going to fuck him up. No, because Gentech go, really? Because remember, this is open information. Everybody can see this. So if someone puts a bounty on Gentech staff, Gentech will go, excuse me? Excuse me, why are you putting bounties on my staff? I'm going to execute you now, pop. So you won't be able to, you can't just choose, I'll have a bounty on Gentech. That's not how it works. You can spend a little bit of time in finding people who work, third parties who work for them, and then maybe hit on them. That is an option. That's a thought. But yes, you can't just go, yeah, I'm taking a bounty on, I'm just going to go and annoy them. You'll have to be a little bit. Wait, that's not true. Actually, you can do whatever you want.
I mean, what's Gentech to say if I put a bounty on someone and be like, hey, I want to pay someone to take out the bounty on a Gentech executive?
Let's hunt down some let's do some blackmail. How about that? Let's find an executive and hold him for ransom. That'll go well. Micah, what kind of job are we doing?
I don't know. Let's I guess on Street Connects, maybe we can find a bounty that way.
Yeah, sure. Can I put a call in my corporate contact to see if there's anything?
What with regard to?
Like job wise and baseland, any outstanding jobs. they might
For
have.
you, certainly fucking not.
It's worth a shot.
For other people, yes, possibly, but not you.
Maybe you should use Street Connections. You don't have corporate.
You
Yeah,
are a tiny bit warm at this point.
Oh,
I'll
whatever.
use my Street Connections to see what kind of jobs there are.
Right. Okay. So, I need you. What kind of street connections do you have? What level?
Just the level 1.
Okay. So roll your charisma. Actually, yeah, charisma. Roll d12, add your charisma and your
So much better.
street connections.
So we're going against Gentech, but
Uh-huh.
how do we feel about aligning ourselves with other corporations to
I
help
mean,
us?
Well, I mean, I've got corporate connections in the corporation that I am allied with, so
Yes, but you are. They won't involve themselves with you at the moment.
I understand. 'Cause I got 5 stars right now on Grand Theft Auto.
GTA.
GTA.
And it's not GTA, not the new one. It's not GTA 5. It's the old GTA.
That's right.
Fucking top down. I'm stealing cars. See you fucking later.
That's the fucking
Taking
London
down the
one. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You're running down Harry Krishna's as you run.
Yeah. So much fun. So fucked up.
Fucking loved that game. It was great. Anyway, yeah. So
Why? There, Sheridan, you got a corporation
1960s London.
you want to fucking ally yourself with? Yeah.
So 13, right? So your street contacts. It was a fairly good roll actually. It's not a bad roll. Not a bad roll. Your street contacts will be able to advise you some bounties against people who are indirectly linked with Gentech. So it is a case that you can take out a bounty. Now, when you say you want to annoy them, are you again looking for kill bounties, or are you looking for like capture bounties, and then you can hand them over to opposite corps, or what are you looking for?
Micah.
Whatever pays the most.
Well, that's again, right. You can either take a very hard kill bounty, or you can take a kidnap bounty, which will be fucking hard, but and technically harder than the kill bounty, because the kill bounty you just got to blow his brains out. But with the kidnap bounty, there's a lot of money in it, but you've got to successfully plan and execute a kidnapping.
Yeah, I don't have any like non-lethal stuff, so probably kill.
So you want a kill bounty? Okay, so
Well, what is the time right now that we're talking about this?
Nice.
well, you come back from work. So
Okay.
you spent your time explaining the details that you've succeeded.
Okay, so Sheridan is there right now.
Yes, he
What
is.
I'm
No,
getting.
you're definitely part of this.
If there's
Yeah,
Um,
I'm always down for going non-lethal, but from now on, if I'm going out and doing bounties with you guys, I'm going in my armor, so that way I can be kept
Right.
separate from.
I mean, that's probably a
corporate
fucking good
jobs.
idea, buddy, in the first place, to have your armor. But
To be honest, you might not want to risk getting involved with bounties, because you are currently the only one with a job with any connections. These guys can antagonize and annoy a bit, and that's fine, but fundamentally it's time wasting while you do the important stuff. So I'm not saying you can't do it, I'm saying there is a greater risk for you, because you've put a lot of time and effort in. The idea being is they can do a bounty while you're at work.
we're all working.
So, so they can do something useful.
I'm gonna suggest doing I don't know, a live bounty because it's more. Yes, it's a little harder, but just taking somebody out isn't Prism's fucking cup of tea.
Well, then you might want to go buy some equipment for Micah because at the moment he has no non-lethal stuff.
Can you use?
I mean, yeah, there's some stuff I'd also like to buy.
Can you? Well, we're gonna need to do a couple of jobs.
Well, I don't have money though, you know.
So you got
And like stuff I'd like Prism to buy for me.
Yeah. I'll just look at you for a minute. Can Micah?
I can...
Wait, you don't you have some kind of stun weapons there, Sheridan? Can Micah use your shit?
Yeah, I got the 2 stun rods.
Great, that will work.
Dual wield them.
More than enough to fucking. Micah, how are you at hand to hand?
Shit.
Cool.
Maybe we should get some stun rounds for that revolver. Oh, you didn't get a revolver. Can we do?
You can get. You'll be able to get. Is it stick and shock ammunition or something?
Should be right. I don't know. Is
Shock
that normal
ammunition.
ammo? I don't know. The revolver can take fucking. Can you do shock? I guess. He can get you some shock rounds then. Whatever.
Because if you can do Apex for the Night 10 mil, you should be able to get shock rounds, surely.
I mean,
Yeah,
those are different. Because I thought shock
They
was
are.
considered special ammo because you're shooting the microcells.
That's actually true. That's fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah, shock rounds.
That's
That's
a
why the
fair
revolver would work, but I don't think you got to look under the. Thing.
I feel like this is something that I feel like really needs to be overhauled because I've been doing a lot of research on like bullets and stuff, and one thing that I'm finding is that if a bullet can be made for one gun, it can usually be made for a different gun of a different caliber. I've seen like shotgun ammunitions for like 9mm pistols
Yeah.
and stuff. Not that it's practical or good, it's just that you can do it for the utility.
Yeah, so plus shotguns are generally smoothbore rather than rifled, so I'm sure a shotgun round won't do much for rifling. So hang
shock
on.
rounds. That's fine. Let's buy some shock rounds. Fuck. I don't know. Whatever you want, Micah. You tell me. You want to do a kill order? That's fine. I'll be your backup.
I mean, I was just thinking that I could tag along and help out if there's anything more low profile you guys want to take care of, like, you know,
Listen,
convincing a guy in a bar to go out to the back alley so you can rough him up.
What, you think then we could just come back there and be some thugs and be like, hold on, you're going down, and yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that I'm really good with talking to people, and I might be able to like keep myself separate from you guys when you guys do that stuff.
Prism shrugs.
Play it off as being innocent.
I mean, you do whatever you think is the best.
What are these capture rounds?
It's for shooting at robots so you can hack them if they don't have a external link. It will allow you, for example, with a sniper rifle to snipe through a building window or something and hit someone's computer on an internal system, and then you could just remotely hack it from a data pad. You remember the one session we had? Well, I don't know if you were there when Riley got captured and Derek was able to fire off a capture round at a car that was driving away.
Let's slow it down. What'd you say there, Chris? Micah? Stun
I was
pistol?
just saying stun. Yeah, stun rounds. Be fine.
And if they're not...
We should definitely pick up capture rounds for the infiltration when we want to go into that place, because doing stuff like
rounds.
shooting a camera to loop it or something.
Well, hopefully we've got programs we can upload. That's what the programs are going to be able to take things out like that. Instead of shooting a camera individually,
I might be able to like, I gotta see if I can accidentally send an email to like everyone at the company and have it be like a worm or something.
Yeah, if shock rounds aren't going to fit
like,
in the RP,
shit, someone hacked
they're not going to fit in the RP36, we'll just get you a revolver. That way you can have shock rounds. How's that make you feel?
I mean, I think it should. I think it makes sense if they do, but like,
What?
you really would have. I think you have to like redo the damage and stuff for some things, because being in smaller guns, they should definitely do less damage, and not go as far.
Everything's got a less stages having it. Oh god, excuse me. So yeah, revolver with shock rounds there.
Yeah, it's stun rounds according to this. The stun round is designed to safely incapacitate a target by discharging high voltage. This round also affects disabling robots, or you could go for a concussive round.
Concussive are fun, because aren't they technically AOE?
Well, they'll fucking fire it. Yeah,
Not these rounds aren't. It's not a grenade. It's a simple.
Like it'll hit you and then push you back, or whatever you hit back.
Yeah.
I know, but if it puts out a shockwave for how much damage it does,
It's a focused shot.
It's not a shockwave. It's just It's basically a rubber bullet. So you're hit by it, it knocks you over. You could also be this capacive anti-riot rounds called severe eye and respiratory pain. Yeah, capsaicin. That's the one.
Are you saying because most of these once again go in a revolver? Are you gonna let him use it as RP or?
Yeah. I mean, I can't see why not.
It does say special weapons only. I don't know what classifies as a special weapon.
Like shotguns, revolvers, and the grenade launchers count?
For bigger ones, yeah. Donk, donk, donk.
Yeah, no, it will do. It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't specify the exact amount of damage that the stun weapons do. It just says stun.
I remember seeing it somewhere because I think I've used it.
Is that based on the stun weapons?
I think it turns the damage of the weapon just into stun. I think that's how we were doing it. So revolver would just be 6d12 stun.
Done. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And when you get to 0, or when you combine normal damage and stun damage and it gets you to 0, you pass out. That's fine.
Oh, well, I thought how we did it was if it beats endurance. The person gets hit, they do an endurance roll, and if it beats the endurance roll, then they get stunned or something, depending on how good the roll is.
Yeah, 0 or most people are gonna fucking not pass an endurance check. I'll say that, but that's why you have to get anti-shock, which actually Prism has. Thinking of, which is good.
Anyway, so yeah that's fine. So the weapons are non-lethal, so Matthew will definitely have access to them easy, and you can pay standard cost for those. So stun rounds are not. Oh, don't get given.
Oh, excuse me. We're just picking up magazines for what he has then.
I'm just like eager to try out my stun rods.
Like, I want to go.
Not that I want to get in combat though. It's a tough situation I'm in.
Well,
Man.
like you said, a lot of the time you'll be doing this. They'll be doing this work while you're at normal work. You can choose to do it later.
Yeah, I have like a separate stuff that I've just like been leaving behind. Like I've been leaving the stun rods in my backpack and other stuff all behind, and then I just take the suitcase to work that just has the data pad.
Yeah, it was. So what we'll do, we'll say another day of. I presume you guys are going to sleep.
If we're tired.
Yeah. I like sleeping.
Okay, so
I like
you
to be
sleep, you
well-rested.
wake up. Nothing exciting happens, I assure you. So the illustrious Saradin goes to work, and you two are going to go off and buy some rounds.
Yeah, if we're doing a kidnap, I'd also suggest.
Oh, I probably should have
Mag glocks.
told you guys to get me something.
Blindfold. Mag
Well,
locks,
it doesn't necessarily need to be for me.
A hood and mag locks.
Saturday.
What else?
I'm gonna spend 10K of what I have to get silencers for my RP36s.
Oh.
Yes, scopes might also be nice.
I mean,
But
yeah,
Saradin does have range stuff, but he just has a. Oh no, he doesn't have any guns or anything.
but yeah, it's 5K per pistol, so it's 10K, and we'll throw a reflex sight on those too. So that's another 1K each, so it'll be 12K.
Yep. In fact, you can have it all for 10k. That's fine. He'll give you a little bit of a discount.
Outstanding.
I'm also
He'll
buying.
also
Sorry.
he'll also fit it for he'll also fit it for you on your pistols. So
Hood, maglocks, and a digital face shield thing. I'm buying.
yep, that's all available. And when you say digital face shield,
Yeah.
you mean it was something that a digital thing that will disrupt cameras, or is it
Yes. It disrupts cameras. You wear it, and it just makes you look like you have snow to obscure
your
faces.
face?
Yeah. Hood, maglocks, digital face shield, and a cloak.
Okay, that's fine.
And a cloak.
Yeah, you can. All of that stuff's available.
Okay. Perfect. Just in case. And what else? No, that's. I feel like that's everything you need for kidnapping. Ooh. Are we gonna stun this guy, or are we gonna try to like roofie him? Who is this guy? We need some information before we decide anything else.
No. Well, you'll need to. Yeah. So you're gonna look for a bounty. So, well, let's crack on with. Let's do Saradin a bit because you've
Yep.
spent all your time spending your cash. So, Saradin, you will turn up to work again.
Yeah.
You go in. You sit down. You've got more of the same. So you want to know about the security systems and the fire alarms and sort of evacuation orders and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a paranoid person. I like to know
That's fine.
what happens when
It's
stuff goes wrong.
so that's fine. That's fine. Most of it's freely available. So if there's a fire alarm, everyone leaves via the front door and you congregate. You know, a bit further down on the right. That's fine.
See, that's good to know, because isn't there 2 entrances, you said?
Yeah. Well, there's the main entrance and the front doors.
So they
So
don't use the front
people
doors
do.
then?
People, the employees use the front doors. It's only vehicles that will use the main that will use the vehicle doors. So people don't leave via the on foot anyway. They don't leave via the by the doors to the garage. Anybody who comes on foot will leave by the front door. Anybody who brings a car will, of course, use that route. All right.
Yeah.
So you gather down there. The cameras actually make a. I'll let you choose. You can either make a luck roll or some computer use roll. I'll let you choose based on your intelligence. So the computer use will be based on your intelligence, or you can use a luck roll. It's up to you. I will let you choose whichever one you want.
Yeah, I'll do the intelligence. That's a bit better.
Yeah, roll away then. Roll away.
I don't know, I'm thinking this building's like really unsafe. Like, I don't know how that ability like this could get past the fire marshal.
Right. Okay. Right. So yeah, that's more than enough. So you find the cameras are not monitored on site. There's no. While there are security guards, they are not monitored from the site. So everything will be done by the internal communications. Will be done by mobile, or the equivalent of mobile, but they'll also be done internally as well. via their secure Wi-Fi. So if there was a security breach or something, everyone is told to leave. Just get out, and congregate in the same location as if it was a fire. And you are not to get in the way, because you are told within 3.5 minutes there will be a fully armed security team on site.
Ooh, that's good to know.
Basically, if an alarm is triggered, bang, security team goes in. It's somewhat vague as to what the security team will be set out for, but the warning is that lethal rounds will be used. So you are to basically get the fuck out of Dodge, because they don't want you to risk your life, because there's no need. So this, like I said, 3.5 minutes. Security will be there, and the security will be a proportionate to the response. So you have a feeling if someone was trying to break into steel tanks, they'd send in a lot. If someone smashed a window just to break in and nick some computer hardware, they'd most probably just send a couple of people. So yeah, there's that. So that's basically the fire alarm. If it's a real alarm, it's the same process as everything else. You just go and meet. You don't go back into the building until the fire marshals say you can go back in. Even if it's a false alarm, you do not enter that building until the fire marshals turn up and speak to your manager, and then the managers will let you back in again, or will just advise you when you can go back in again.
That's what I was assuming that our best bet would probably be. If we could stage a fire or something to get everyone evacuated out of the building, it would be way easier to infiltrate.
So that's that. There is, with regard to the lower two levels, they have cameras, but again, they're not, as far as you can see, they're not anything other than just standard cameras. There's no heat sensors or anything simple, as far as you're aware. And then, so you got security, got the camera. The one thing you can see, if they do have to invoke security on site, there will always be, regardless of what happens, there will always be one guard, at least one guard on each of the two lower levels. So, for instance, say a guard's been brought up, one will always remain on each of the two levels. So, if it requires more than two guards, basically what will happen is security will get called, and it will follow the same process. So you get out the fucking building, security will turn up, and then 5 or more guys will pile out and deal with the issue, because they always want someone to be around to monitor what is happening on those two lower levels. So that should help you. There is one thing you managed to actually make either a luck roll or some sort of computing roll again. So if you have operation, or if you have it's up to you. 8. Okay, so you know that there is a separate external entrance to the lower two levels. It's not vehicle access, it's individual access, so it's access for a person, but you don't know where that is. You don't have the security pass to actually get at it. But there is a definite emergency exit for those people on level 4 and level 3. sub-basement, level 3 and level 4, sorry. Is there anything else you want to know with regard to the standard security?
Such quiet.
Okay, well, I'll take it from that. That's all the information that you will glean. That's going to take you most of the day to go through all the basic regulations, wade through a lot of the crap, because if you ever worked for a corporation, there is a lot of rubbish you have to go through to get the useful information. So, while he is wading through the rubbish, you are going to be doing a non-lethal bounty, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the non-lethal bounty, you want it to be someone who are indirectly affected or working for Gentech, which you can do. That's no problem. Now, do you... so the non-lethal is generally either kidnap or a beatdown. Kidnaps are more expensive, but at the same time require a lot more planning.
Beat down is just beating the piss out of somebody?
Yes. Basically, you're just there to, give them a pasting because they haven't done what they're supposed to have done, or, they've disrespected the wrong person.
Not really my style, I'm going to say as I look over at Micah.
Yeah, see the kidnapping. We got to make that mud.
I mean, I did get all this hood and these mag locks. So.
Okay, so...
Can we, since we don't have hacker, can I go by, can I try to, I don't fucking know, find out where the hackers hang out and try to find some programs to buy?
Do you have any street connections?
I don't, but somebody else does.
I do.
Make a roll on the street connections.
Oh God! Stop.
Okay. So, yeah. So you've found something. He's a gang member, and the gang is affiliated very loosely with Gentech. You're pretty sure that they've done some work, from what you've sort of ascertained and what you've been able to tell. They've definitely done some work for the corporation, mostly retrieval work. But so what they do is they go in and hit an area, which of some importance, and then they send in these guys, and they leave and disappear.
Actually,
the items are then passed.
Remember these guys, because we might be able to use them for something. What am I looking for? Hold on.
So, his name is Robert Blenheim.
Robert
Blenheim, as in Blenheim Palace.
Who is he?
And he's
street connections for.
Well, he's street connections, sort of like, he's not sort of a major domo or anything, but he is connected to the streets, and Gentech will obviously use his skills with regard to finding people or things that they want.
I don't know if it's good for me to directly talk to these guys. You want to go in there and get a couple of things there?
Yeah, am I just looking to hire him?
No. I'm thinking we should get a couple of programs for this. Like a blackout program to kill local communications and disrupt security and surveillance systems. I don't know. See what else they have. Maybe like a decoy program, a redirect or something. I don't know what the fucking. I'm not a hacker, dude. I know that we should have something that can take out the cameras and disrupt the local area so we can be free to you know, heist a guy. I mean, even though there is a bounty on this guy, nah, unless I want to
Yeah, I'll
raise
see what
it.
they have to say.
You know what I mean? Stuff's probably not going to be cheap since a blackout takes fucking 38. I'm going to have to give you like 100,000.
Yeah, first let's see what he's got.
All right, I'm going to wait outside.
So the individual you're looking for is he tends to hang around sort of cheap takeaway joints and bars and whatever, somewhere where outside seating or where he can communicate with the peoples that are employing him.
Actually,
Uh,
here's a question: How much is this? How much does this job pay? First of all, that's going to tell me.
About 40k.
Never mind. Spending 100,000 on when we already spent this is not worth it.
Well, remember the ammunition is not good for one fight. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got.
I just don't want.
So.
Can the programs be used multiple times? I don't believe so.
Oh yeah. There's no reason, unless you start rolling lots of ones.
Yeah.
There's no reason you shouldn't be able to sort of use that program.
We'll use them. A blackout program sounds good, especially for like the fucking heist or the other things. So. Let's see if he's got that. Maybe a spam program too. I don't know. I'll get a couple of things. That way we can fuck with them.
Okay, so Micah, your street contact will direct you to sort of a hacker's bar or pit or whatever, and he gives you contact. He gives you the name of a contact, and he's Bryce. Is the name of your contact? Bryce is actually a woman, and she's sort of like got. She's, you think of sort of maybe Chinese or Japanese descent, perhaps mixed race, but definitely Japanese or Chinese descent, and Korean maybe. And she's sat at a desk, typing away. You don't know whether it's social media or some sort of programming she's doing, but yeah, she's sat at an outside sort of using the free Wi-Fi.
Nice.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do first?
Well, who's the actual hacker? Robbie?
No.
Or Bright?
Bryce. Bryce is the hacker. Robert is your target.
Oh, okay.
So if you're looking for you're looking for programs to use. So a blackout program, hacking programs.
Gotcha.
So this Bryce lady or Bryce character is the one you're looking to get that.
Makes sense.
All right.
Sorry, I was confused too.
Yep.
We're good.
Same page now. We good.
We're good. So since this isn't who I thought it was, I'll go with him to see Bryce.
Bryce, okay, that's fine.
Walk up.
Well, like I said, Bryce is sat there at her desk. She's typing away on what looks like a wreck of a laptop, but you have a feeling that that's just for show. It's most probably quite top of the range. But anyway, so you arrive at the location. What are you doing next?
You'll go right by.
I walk up to her.
There you go.
Okay, you walk up to her. She types away, and she goes, and she doesn't look at you. She just continues to type and look on her computer. She says, "Yeah, how can I help you?"
Looking for something?
Aren't we all looking for something? You're going to have to be a little bit more specific than that.
Is it cool to talk here?
It depends on what you want to discuss.
Perhaps some programs?
Okay, yeah, no, it is fine. Yeah, some programs. So, what kind of programs are you looking for?
What do you got? We got a job we're looking to do.
Well, well, I should really ask you, what type of job is it? Infiltration, sort of hack and smash and grab, or assassination, or what are you looking for?
Let's say smash and grab of a person.
Right. So, in that case, most probably you need maybe a shield program for your vehicle, so it's not picked up. So something just to shield the number plates like you've got for people, just like the same for the car. What else? So, is this person going to be tracked, do you think?
Probably. I got a jet.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to need an anti-tracking program, something to blot his program out. Now, that can come in two programs. Either you can blast it to pieces, sort of like EMP style, just like lay waste to it, or you can have like a worm that enters the item that they're using for tracking and kills the tracker off. It's up to you how you want to do it.
I think the determination is going to come down to price. Um, the job's not worth a huge amount, so.
Well, my programs are reusable. So they're not going to be one shot. So yeah, they may cost you a bit, but I assure you, you can definitely reuse these. So the blackout program for your car is not too much of a big deal. It will have to be uploaded into the system though, so you'll need to find if there are cameras, you'll need to find something nearby to hack into them. It can be wirelessly, so yeah, that's not, you can upload it to your phone and then wirelessly try and hack. That's relatively cheap. That's about 15k. So for that one, so that's the blackout. For more complex program, so for the anti-seeking program, you're looking at a little bit more for that. You're looking at about sort of 45 for that one. Again, it's good for as long as you want to use it. The program sort of varies itself, so you can't be tracked that way. So like I said, 45k, but again, like I said, it's good. It will also do the job of the previous one as well, so you wouldn't have to buy multiple programs. That will also sort of hide, is good for hiding as well. All right.
And I look over at prison.
So that's the two programs I think you might need. Something to stop you being tracked and something to stop him from being tracked.
Yes, I track for him, blackout for us. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, so her program will do both.
Okay. And how much is the program?
There's the program that will do both is 45k.
Okay. What about, as you were saying, it could be uploaded? Can we do this on a thumb drive? And
Oh, you can plug it into a machine. Yeah, you can. I can give it to you. I'll give you the thumb drive.
if you don't mind, that's great.
Yeah,
what else?
that's fine.
Yeah, anything that can anti-track, blackout. What about the blackout work on cameras too?
Yeah, that'll work on cameras.
Okay. Try to think what else.
I mean, it depends what else you want. I mean, is the guy going to be heavily cybernetic up?
We don't know yet. We haven't even seen the guy yet. Did you have what's the information? I'm gonna look over at Micah. Do you know? Did he tell you?
I will look through the information I was given.
So the bounty is just to kidnap the guy.
So it has no information whether he's.
There's no
Augmented.
information that you're looking for.
All right,
It's-
so we
you
don't
have to
know.
kidnap this guy and then drop him off.
I mean, he's like a gang dude, so I don't know how really hooked up he's gonna be.
Probably not. I'm gonna give her 50,000.
Okay, she'll take it. She'll hand over the kit. She hands you over the thumb drive. She said, "Yep, that should give you pretty much everything you need."
Appreciate it. Thank you.
If you want anything more complex, give me a shout and I can run you through that.
I was gonna say, yeah, let me get your deets for my comm and something
She
else comes
passes
up.
you.
It'll be a call.
She passes you over the details. Basically, sort of sends it wirelessly to you both. If I'm not here, then just give me a call. Well, you don't need to call me. You can just buzz me and I'll meet you here about sort of 20 minutes later. All right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Back to the vehicle.
Back to the vehicle. Right. So you got that. Okay.
I think we're pretty much good. Hopefully this guy's doesn't have a bunch of punks or anything around him. Yeah. I'm going to hold on. I fucking lost my inventory. I believe I still had a couple of KO gas and stun rounds. Let's just say I don't, and I went and bought a couple of those. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, how many stun rounds did I get?
10 mag. Wait. No, that's originally. I don't know how many mags. Stun grenades. No, I did buy some. That's right. I can't answer that. MC?
Well, if they're the same price as a regular, I'll just grab 10 stun. That's like 4K.
Okay.
No, they'll be more expensive. Say twice as expensive.
Alright, that's fine. 8K.
Do, 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 do. How far is this guy from like where we're at? Is it a long drive?
No. But it's not a short drive either. It's not 5 minutes. Yeah, so it'll take you sort of quarter of an hour, 20 minutes to get. Actually, no. Say half an hour to get where you think his standard location is, but it's a case that you will need to. He will definitely. He's likely to be outside.
All right, let's check out the area, shall we? What time is it, by the way? A couple minutes, I feel like. MC.
Okay, so we're going to leave you for the moment. We're going to go back to Seradin. Okay, Seradin. So you have obtained a lot of data for today. There's no need for you to go to the lower levels today, so that is unfortunately not going to happen. Is there anything else you wish to do? Any questions you want to ask your employer? Or anything else you need to do before you leave for the day?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, that's no problem. That's fine. Okay, so we'll say you've left for the day. We'll go back to Prism and Micah. And you found his last location. It's a bar. Like I said, within 30 minutes, but it's particularly seedy. It's not a nice place. It looks like even almost a temporary bar in the fact that it doesn't even have proper pumps for the beer. It has like cheap bottled crap mostly. But yeah.
Nice.
So what are you doing? You cannot see him at the moment.
How do you want to play this, Micah?
Well, I mean, could go the honeypot route. Could just wait for him to come out on his own. Or one of us could go in and kind of follow him.
We could. We're gonna look over at what's Micah got on for armor and all that again. Did we buy you armor? We did, right?
I ended up getting the level 4 stuff.
All right. So that's decent. I'm like if one of us looked seedier, who would it be? That's what I'm.
Neither of you look particularly seedy.
I'm gonna be like, you know what? So if these guys work for Gentech, once again, I probably shouldn't show my face in there. At least not at the moment.
Okay.
So you want to go in and take a look around? Try not to get into trouble. I'll wait out here.
Well, either that or are there any like females standing around outside?
When you say females, yes, there are females, but the majority are hookers.
That's exactly what I'm
Ladies
looking
of the
for.
night. Sorry, you were saying?
I said that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay. What kind of hooker are you looking for? Cheap? Fairly expensive? Fairly inexpensive?
Kind of middle ground. One that doesn't look too much like a hooker. Like she might actually just go to this bar. Because the
Make a
idea
luck roll.
is,
Make a
the
luck
idea
roll.
is, all right. While I'm doing that, the idea is to, kind of get her to flirt with him and lead him out so that he's a bit distracted so we can kind of just swoop in on his ass. Luck.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, no, definitely not. You can have a look round to see where he is, but yeah, that didn't work. So,
No females of that sort.
there are, but you're definitely not interested in them, so you have a feeling they might not be. He might not be interested as well, but you can definitely try if you want. Because these are definitely. You seem to have come along across a space full of very specialist sort of weird stuff.
I guess I'll just kind of poke my head in and find an empty booth kind of off to the side to take a look around.
Okay. So you're going to sit down in the booth, yeah?
Yeah.
Make a perception roll. Yeah, you can't see him at the moment.
And I'll message Prism. No sign of them so far.
Okay.
Can't be easy.
Prison, what are you doing?
I'm keeping a vigilant watch and sending my drones out and about, like I'd like to. As I'm sipping on some wormshine, I'm like leaned up against the outside of the vehicle.
Okay, make a endurance roll. It's not target number's nice and easy, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Endurance. Do. There it is. Yep.
Okay, so Prism, you don't see anything. because you've got a bit of a migraine coming on for some bizarre reason.
Oh shit.
Micah, so you are perusing the room as you'll want to do because you're I know AP at the moment because that's how a lot of people are viewing you. Yeah, you see. You think you see the guy. You can't be sure, but you think you see the guy in the top left-hand corner. There are some people around him. There's a couple of ladies, one in each arm, and then there seems to be a sort of 2 or 3 people at the desk. Well, they're in conversation with him currently. So what are you doing now?
I'm so tempted to pull an Eddie Murphy.
Would that be the gay one who starts to blather off about the guy's family history, or
when he walks up to a guy and he's like, "Hey, Phil," and he sounds all drunk and shit. I
right.
knew that was you.
So is that? Yeah, that's Beverly Hills Cop 1. And yeah, they 2 guys walking in trench coats, and he immediately points it out.
Yep.
So you could do it that way. But you're not entirely sure how that will pan out, but you can give it a go.
Oh boy. Did I lose everyone?
No,
No,
sorry.
I'm still here.
Moments
I'm
of
just waiting
silence.
for a response from.
Yeah, no, my 10-year-old was asking me to open his ice pop.
Oh, nice.
Fuck it, yeah, let's pull an Eddie Murphy.
Okay, so you're trying to be convincing. You're trying to be. Okay, so make a charisma roll, please.
We are pretending to be drunk.
If you have like any acting-based abilities.
Ooh, should acting be a skill?
Well, yeah, because I think there is a skill based on acting, but because you actually that's so you start walking, you go up to him and say, "Yeah, whatever, yeah, it's me," and he goes, he just looks at you and says, "I don't know you, piss off."
Oh man, Phil, don't be like that. You know me.
My name's not Phil, for a start. So piss off. And one of the guys that are sat with him, he gets up. He's definitely a big lad, most probably enhanced, and he says, "You heard the man. Piss off."
All right. Have I confirmed that this is the guy at least?
Yes,
All right.
definitely. This is definitely your target. This is definitely the target you need to get to.
All right, I'll piss off back to my booth and message Prism that he's definitely here.
So,
can my drones get an eyes on this guy?
you can try. There is a big note on the door saying "No drones, no cameras, fuck off."
I'll keep him outside then.
Because obviously the people inside are wanting to keep this place low key.
I will keep him outside.
And I'll message Prism to have his drones check out, make sure there's not like a back exit.
Yeah, I got that covered. I would have that covered. And I guess we're just, I'm going to just be waiting for this guy to leave.
Okay. So after a couple of hours, What are you guys doing in the meantime? Are you drinking or not? Are you nursing a drink or?
I'm going to be drinking worm water, but out of like a shot glass, so it looks like I'm drinking.
Are you buying that drink or you brought it in with you?
Oh no, I'll buy it. It's just warm water.
Okay. Well, suffice to say, they're not keen to give you water in a shot glass. So they give you a sort of like, one of those tall sort of like almost like vases of it, and a couple of glasses.
All right, and then I'll buy a single shot of worm chime.
Okay, then because you're paying, then the water is free, so you can pay for the worm shine. Okay, so you sit down with this correct with this tea or whatever you're going to be drinking. Right. Okay. Right. Okay, I've got to go to the gym tomorrow morning, which means I've got to get up early. So I'm going to leave it here for tonight.
Sounds good. Doing things.
Yeah.
Doing things. Yeah, thank you for the session.
That's no problem at all.
And
Yeah, GG's.
yeah, I'm gonna go to Planet Fitness and take a shower. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, gentlemen, until next time.
Yeah, no problem. I'll speak to you guys next week.
Later.
Cheers, guys.